All right, friends, so the Avodah Yosef brings a really interesting case, and it could happen any day, any time, any Shabbat in Eretz Yisrael, where you may have a power outage, and everyone in the building and the neighborhood lost their power. Going without power, I mean, when we lived in Yerushalayim, there was like an inch of snow and no electricity. So then it's Shabbat, and the electric company comes in with the trucks and everything, very dedicated people. Still over here, 10 hours. No electricity, then they come and they turn it back on. Now, in the meantime, your food on your plata got cold. Now, they come and the electricity gets it going back on, and Baruch Hashem, now you have lunch nice, hot, and ready to go. May you or may you not eat from that food that was warmed by a melacha that happened on Shabbat.
By a Jew.
By a Jewish person, if it was okay. By a Jewish person, in Israel, on Shabbat, in your face. Can you eat from that food that was warmed up or not? So he says like this. He says you're allowed to eat from it. Now normally there's a halakha that says that a melacha that happened on Shabbat, if somebody cooks on Shabbat, for example, that item may not be consumed by the one that made it. It's a sul. Now for somebody else, other people can eat it after Shabbat. And if it was done by a non-Jew, it's not allowed to be eaten after Shabbat also. You have to wait, you have to wait actually, and then it can be eaten. But he says over here, you didn't cook the food, you warmed the food. And also, we live sadly in a situation where we need electricity, because if you live in a moshav, if you live in a certain place, you need security cameras, you need the security gates, you need electric fencing, you need all the things around you. And if you're just in a regular city like Tel Aviv, you need to have your buzzer, you need to have electricity, you need to have your phone just in case, chas v'shalom, God forbid. We live, as we say, that there's meratzchim achzarim, metzapim leizdanut lifrotz lebatei Yisrael le'akot al banim. We're in a state of danger. And therefore, when they come and they put back the electricity, they're doing it for that. They're doing it for the hospitals, but they're doing it for homes that have geriatric sensitivities and babies and all these different things. So people need to get back to life, and they need electricity. So they're not doing it to warm your schnitzel. They're doing it so people could, have operational life back going. Now, are we happy about it? Maybe they should ask somebody not Jewish to do it. That would be the best thing. But that's the situation. And since they're doing it for other reasons, and this would be kind of like a byproduct of hana'ah, of enjoyment, then you are allowed to eat it. Now he says, 1 second, but really, these technicians, when they turn back the electricity, they're like, oh my gosh, people may die if we don't put on the electricity. No, there's no power, and they go to the neighborhood and they turn it back on. So they don't have kavanah for pikuach nefesh. So how can Avodah says, how could we say that it's allowed for you to eat from the food that was on the plata? So he says, there is in the Gemara in Yerushalmi, it says like this: if somebody goes by the river and they see a baby or a child drowning in the river, so in danger, small enough that maybe they could take a net and save him, they take a huge fishing net, put it there because they can't swim or whatever it is, and Baruch Hashem, they pick up the baby and they save the baby. But guess what? When they pick up the baby, there's some fish also in the net of it. They're like, wow, I kept the baby, now I can even have some lunch. Why not? So now they want to know, you're not allowed to go fishing on Shabbat because it's trapping, it's netilat l'shama, it's killing. We don't go fishing on Shabbat. So, okay, I didn't go fishing, I went to save a baby. But there's fish here, what do you want me to do? May I eat them after Shabbat? May I eat them? It says you're allowed to eat them. You're allowed to have them. Why? Because and also, even if you knew that fish are going to come up in the net, you knew that fish are going to, it's like, oh man, this is the best fishing spot. This kid fell right there. Yalla, let's go and we'll get even some fish. Even then, you're allowed to have the fish. You're allowed to take the fish. Why? Because you're not, you're saving a baby and something happens, and inadvertently you're on the side as it happens along, and that's why a person may enjoy the tafshilim, the food that was warmed up in this situation. Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen.